Hi, people of God, people of the Lord. Hi, this is Abimbola yet again. This is most likely like the most spontaneous video that I've ever done, cause like prior to recording stuff like this, I already always have a subject matter, which I already did. I had something else to share, but I just had to touch on this because if I leave this frame of mind, I'll probably not be able to share this in the way that I would share it now. So yeah, what I want to touch on is burnout, being burned out or burnt out, either or. I don't think we talk about this enough, or maybe we do, but I just want to touch on it as a Christian, from the Christian standpoint. Being burnt out, is it okay for a Christian to be burnt out? I'm not sure. I don't know if it's okay or not, but what I know is that there's definitely a way out of staying or remaining burnt out. Like literally this time last week, I was in this headspace of being physically and mentally and spiritually burnt out, that I had to just you know go away from the world. I just had to be by myself with my Jesus to just recalibrate, re-energize, rejuvenate, and just be that child of God that God has called me to be, joyful, happy, and because anybody that knows me, if you really know me and you're around me, you know that I'm bubbly. I'm a bubbly human being, joyous regardless of whatsoever is around me. I'm a child of God, filled with joy. I love life, thanks to Jesus. And so I was beginning to get to the headspace where everything, every little thing was beginning to irritate me. I was getting tired easily. I knew that I've reached that threshold, and I think it happens to me here and there. And I've noticed like the triggers for me is if I've consumed so much of content that doesn't edify my spirit. Like if I've consumed so much content that doesn't nourish my spirit, like maybe binge watched on funny videos or YouTube videos that just it's just bland. Okay, not bland, interesting interesting videos, but it doesn't exactly nourish my spirit. If I binge watch on those kinds of videos, I notice that if I continue on that line for maybe a couple of weeks or I will hit rock bottom in my spirit man. It gets to the point where my spirit man feels malnourished, and that translates into like my physical self, like the way I begin to interact with people. Another trigger for me is maybe if I'm not getting the satisfaction that I desire from maybe working, or if I want something I'm not getting that thing. Different things can trigger burnout, right? Any which way, we all experience burnout one way or the other. And I've realized that as human beings, we tend to deal with it differently. When I was younger, before I came to Christ, what I would do is plug my ears with music or sleep. I think that's even getting towards depression self. Like when I just start to sleep and not want to leave my bed, that was like an excessive form of maybe sadness that may lead to depression if nothing is done. Those things happen. And now as a child of God, I've learned to deal with it well. Thank goodness. Like literally this time last week, I could not laugh like this. I know it was a bad headspace to be in, and I just wanted to share that as Christians we should deal with burnout differently. Like once we begin to recognize or tell that our body or our spirit is craving attention, we should give it that attention. If we need to rest, please take rest. If we need to go back to our source, please take it, because it helps. Because if we keep going in that state of burnout, we'll begin to see that we'll gradually become a shadow of ourselves, and that also would affect the way we interact with people around us. And then before we know it, we begin to represent Jesus in a bad light. And what do I do when I hit that when I hit that block, when I become burnt out, basically I carve out time. If it's 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, the more days the better. But I carve out that time to just be away from everybody, turn off my phone, do not talk to anybody, but just be with God. If it is soaking in worship or just expressing yourself to God, pouring out your emotions to God, just map out time to rejuvenate, re-energize your body, your soul, and your spirit. Like, that is so essential. Like, even think about it, like in the secular world, like they give us vacation times because they understand the importance of rejuvenating, of just plugging away, just going off all of the work to just go and revitalize our body, soul, and spirit, and all of that. And so we don't need to wait for that vacation time. If it's a Saturday or a weekday, just find time to just be with the Father, because he's our source. Think about it. Jesus Christ, after like he has gone the whole day preaching the word, healing the sick, teaching the word to his disciples, hanging out with them, gisting with them, the Bible will tell us he will go to be in a secluded place. Think about it. What do you think he was doing in a secluded place? I'm not saying Jesus was burned out. I don't know. I can't speak for him. But definitely we can tell from his lifestyle, like he would retreat to a secluded place for a while, just maybe to think things through, to pray to the Father. Definitely the Bible told us he was praying. Praying to the Father, communicating with the Father. And I heard something recently that, that stuck. It said worship is an intimate exchange of identity. Because in worship, you're interacting with the Father. And in that moment, you're exchanging identity, like you're surrendering your all to him, you're worshiping God, and God is just in awe of your worship, and before you know it, is covering you with his glory, and you're surrendering your all. An intimate exchange of identity. Like, it has stuck. Like, I really loved that definition of worship. What am I trying to say? This video has gotten longer than I thought. What I'm trying to say is that if you catch yourself in that state of being burnt out or being depressed, turning to alcohol is not the way. Turning to, I don't know what else is there that they will use, or sleeping it away is not the way to go. Mark out time. Take time off to plug away. Turn off your phone. Turn off, if you have to be by yourself, just, that's what works for me. But I definitely know for sure that marking out time to be with your Father, to just talk to him and just be there without any interruption, just intimacy with him, you're plugging your life back to the socket, to the source of true joy. It helps a whole lot. And so this week, I'm just encouraging you all to go back to your source, go back to Jesus, and just be with him, exchange identity with him. Whatever burnout you're feeling right now, exchange that with him for joy unending, for strength. The Bible says that they that wait upon the Lord, their strength will be renewed. I'm paraphrasing, but when you wait upon the Lord, when you wait in his presence, definitely I can say this for sure, like waiting in God's presence, just being with him, definitely renewed strength, renewed joy unending. When the Maverick City says, like, they have joy in the chaos, it's not just by mouth. Nope, it's by staying in God's presence, it's by waiting on the Lord, it's by communicating with the Father intimately. That's how you have joy in the chaos. It's not just by saying, okay, well, confessing definitely does help, but it's by deliberately acting, taking action to actually have that joy, that strength, even in the midst of chaos. The video is getting too long, but I pray that we all find grace, we all draw grace to just be with the Father intimately and just draw strength from him right now and just be with him. Till next time, God bless. Bye bye.